Alright, so 5 Pointz is fighting back. Thankfully, Ted Kennedy in 1978 passed a law which is called the VARA Act. It's a Visual Artist Right Act, and what it pretty much says is that purposely destroying public legal art makes you liable, and it's considered a crime against the art community, and you're basically messing and destroying the intellectual property of the artists that were kind enough to grace our wall. It's a joint lawsuit. It is the largest lawsuit of the type ever filed in North America or United States, especially with a large amount of graffiti and aerosol artists. It is in federal court. Our first hearing is with Judge Block on the 17th of October at 3 p.m. in the Eastern Court in Brooklyn, and that's going to be our first hearing. What is the goal? By filing the lawsuit, we want to first slow down the landlord, which is effective. As of right now, there is a restraining order which prevents him from trying to mess with the wall or the property. We are legally on premises on the housing part of the court till December 1st anyway, because we were served an eviction notice like any other tenant. We still have residential tenants in the building fighting that are going to court on October 30th. Don't believe the hype. Don't necessarily believe the media. People are still in the building, people are still working in the building, living in the building. We're still here. Artists keep on coming. We have awesome artists from France painting today, and we're hopeful that we're going to be able to put the landlord in a position where he may have to accept an offer from us, because the goal is not to steal his building. It has never been. We want to buy the building, and we want to create an event space, an aerosol art foundation, and a youth center. And we're starting to put together a board, and we're going to start fundraising within a month, probably. We didn't want to raise funds before we knew we had a chance to save the building, but that's the goal. So stay tuned. Any question, 5ptz.com, Facebook, official 5 Pointz group, Instagram, save number 5 Pointz, Pointz, Twitter, 5 Pointz, NYC, and you get most of the updates. You want to know the truth, check with us. Don't believe the hype, don't believe the media. Thank you. A little more forward. Okay. Whoops.
New one from yesterday. Getting another wall prepped for a new mural. Getting quite a crowd here today. Good crowd on Saturday. Lots of visitors from around the world. And the trains are not even running here today, so people really made an extra effort to get here. Sheila's been taking some great pictures. Kim is here. Something's showing up here. I think their shadow was shady going up. Maybe. Kim has Instagrammed a great photograph. Siobhan, Kim's friend, is getting her jean jacket painted by the Parisian street artist who's doing the mural across the way. I'm going to buy one of those light bulbs next time I'm here. Bring cash. And they're starting another wall, so there's a lot of activity today.
Hey, I know somebody's going to make a joke about this, right?
Yeah.
How many?
Oh, Siobhan, that is beautiful. That's an original. Mirrors.
There it is.
All right. Look at this crowd. I have never seen a crowd like this. So Carlos is going to take us on a short tour.
Now, with me over here, I don't usually do tours with mirrors, and what we normally do with the tours. But I paint here as well, so if you got any questions about painting. When you came into the street first, there was a geisha.
A geisha?
Way in.
Yes.
Oh, that's geisha.
I love that geisha.
Oh, really?
Everything that I have is in the yellow. Over to this side, and just ahead of history, Spud over here is from Montreal, or no, he's from Canada. I know that much. He has a few things in Montreal. He has a few things in Quebec. He does a lot of stencil work with the mayor out there. Him and the mayor have been going back at it, back and forth. So he's a controversy up in Canada. You know, we have him here. To the left of that, you're going to see a big tiger that was done by Spagnola. He's from North Carolina. Next to that is a Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls was a rapper from Brooklyn that passed away.
I'm sorry, where in North Carolina? Do you know?
I would be lying to you if I told you exactly.
Her dad lives in North Carolina, so we're wondering.
No, there's a mural of Biggie Smalls over there. That was done by O.D. That's it for Owen Dippy. He's from New Zealand. His name is Owen Dippy.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. That's stress right here. I said that's stress around. He's right next to Shiro. He's in Japan. He's from Connecticut, I think from Hartford. They came down to do this over here, and if you look at it, it's supposed to be like a day of the museum with the exhibits. So if you look at real good, you got a lot of and there's some artwork in there from artists that would normally have those paintings up in the gallery. So put that up there.
From France?
His style is completely different than anybody else's. As we walk around the building, you'll see different types of technique. Nobody really does that technique because it's very complicated. It's very original.
Yeah.
You know, in the loading dock area, Mears did the one all the way in the back. That's a 3D wall.
Yeah. That's the what?
A 3D wall, so that where the dumpster is
One
at.
right in front of us?
Yeah. The one to the left. They did their version of King Kong with the train. And then if you look real good, the detail of the landscape is incredible.
Yeah,
They did that in almost a month's time, but they only came in like every Saturday. They did a few hours every Saturday because they all have jobs, so they can only put like 2-3 hours a day in there.
Four people?
Four right there. All the way on the top, you have these tags that are in the edge. Those are the guys who passed away. Those were the guys who are part of the history of graffiti. The big names that stand out the most to me will be Dondi and Is the Wiz. You got a few other guys up there, but the two there are very influential. In case 2, down to the left side over there, he passed away, I think it was last year.
I assume it's all East Coast graffiti artists.
No, you have some of the West Coast as well.
Oh, really?
Like I did a mural for the Guild. He passed away. He was from California. He was known as a 3D guy, or he does a lot of 3D work over there. We got a lot of friends of ours in California. This is supposed to be like, not too much the evolution, but knowing that there is a bigger fish, you know, to eat. And in the end, you see an executive with the briefcase and everything. You know, that big one over there is supposed to be like a prehistoric fish, and it's eating another fish, and the fish is eating the octopus. The octopus is eating the crocodile. The crocodile is eating the shark, and the shark is eating.
That's
just
sick.
The way it
these
goes.
guys are from Switzerland. He's from Queens.
Queens?
The one next to it, Mr. Blob, he's from Italy. He's from Italy. His technique is completely different. He is those guys. Very rarely would you see anybody that does spray paint work use gold. Gold is a very tricky paint to play with. If you don't know how to use it, it looks ridiculous. In here, he made it look more like a copper, you know, which speaks for itself, because he's amazing when it comes to it.
So even the smallest detail in this is done with spray paint.
I like this one
And you
too.
see the 5 Pointz logo on it, on the cans and on the machine itself. In Spain.
This is very completely changes it. The beautiful thing about this place here, so many different styles, so many different techniques, so many different countries. Everybody, some are formally trained, some just caught on to it as they grew up. The way that he puts the old English in the background, you know, the message is the message inside it. You got the Brooklyn Bridge, you got a lot of details in there too.
I see like Arabic and like that LA like writing style.
They did a small thing in there for Mr. Hendrix there.
Yeah.
So that's his album and everything is very.
This is Mir's work. CEO 5 Pointz. And this is Carlos's personal work. Beautiful.
In there.
Oh, yeah.
Selfish, I guess would be the word, because we don't get to take it home with us.
Yeah.
We don't get to sell it to you.
I know.
You know, we come, we spend our time, we spend our money, the energy, we do our thing, and then the only thing that we hope is that you like it, because we don't get to take it with us.
Isn't that beautiful? Oh.
Right there, and then just walk towards this. No, but no. And just natural. Ready? Hold, not yet. Hold on, I'm not on. Ready? And go for it. Slow. Come towards this way. Ah! Look right here, right here. Hold. Good.
He played over here a few weeks ago, so she did this. He's also known as a father of hip hop, as a godfather of hip hop.
Wow.
This is Cortez. He doesn't even sketch, he just does it freehand.
He puts his talent together. I mean, one color complements the other. He's just amazing. You know, but he uses a style from the early 80s that was done by Vulcan. Vulcan used to do, for example, that's your V, your E, your R, and your S. Vulcan would do like an S and then start doing, and he would start, he won't overlap it, but he'll underlap it. So he would do the S and do like small things on the bottom of the S. Like when you see the V, there's lines of the V's going all over the place. And he brought that style back because it was really, really old and forgotten.
Most interesting man in the world.
You know, that's why he's going to finish it up. He goes, I don't always paint, but when and then in the bottom, but when I do, I paint the 5 points.
Ah.
That's the kid's one.
The what? Oh, yeah.
For the babies. This was also mirrors.
Babies.
With the light bulbs,
Named
light bulb
Charles.
dots. He's a famous guy from, I want to say from France. This is not a self-portrait or anything. This was a picture that he took of a guy in the train, and then he came over here and started painting. And his technique is just, it's just very tedious. It's dots. The difference is this: he's from France, and this guy's from Spain, and this guy over here is from Brazil.
Wow.
So, 5 Points is really going to be the only place where you can get a Brazilian, a French, a Spaniard, I'm Ecuadorian, a Japanese. You can get people from all painting in the same wall. The biggest moment that I remember was when that problem we were having with Iraq and Iran and Israel. A lot of tensions in there. So you would never see a Jewish person with a Muslim and a Christian painting on one wall.
That collaboration.
You
We had it here. And you know what? Everybody's borrowing each other's paint. Everybody's talking to each other.
There's no,
You know,
yeah, there's no divide.
I have a saying about here. You leave your ego in the corner, and you leave your politics and
behind.
religion in the corner.
Yep.
Once you come in here,
Yep.
nobody
Yeah.
cares.
Just your paint.
You know,
brush.
you just here to paint. This one here is Mirrors again, the guy with the light bulbs, right?
Okay.
But he's
It's different
also
work.
known for his style of painting. He does these crazy wild styles, and he's known for the size and the intricacy of his
This
spray.
more East Coast style, and LA's more the bubble letters, or is it the other way around?
No, well,
Or neither?
the thing is that when you look at it, it's hard to say East Coast and West Coast style, because in New York it's easier to say I know somebody from the Bronx. I can tell because of the way that they angle their letters and the colors that they use. You can tell somebody from Brooklyn also because of the way they're writing. In the U.S. or in New York, we tend to put more style in the lettering. The background isn't that serious for us. That's why whenever you see the name, you will see like the name and a character on the side doing a pose or something. That's the extent of the background. In Europe, it's the other way around. They do these crazy backgrounds, you know, these very intricate backgrounds, and the letters are very simple, you know, so they don't put as much time and style for the letters, they put it more in the background. The East Coast and the West Coast tends to use a lot of bright colors,
Okay.
you know, and they like to go with the Old English style a lot, you know. They tend to use a lot of black. They don't like, if you notice the tags, you know, the Warrior,
Yeah.
Love Warrior. In LA they tend to use black.
Love Warriors is an all-female crew.
From here?
She's originally from Ecuador,
Oh, nice.
and you should see her. She's like about this small, you know, and she does the biggest things. And that's her characters that she does. She's known for her way. And she's from Singapore. And they're a couple.
Wow.
But they're a couple that they joke with each other. They make their murals reflect their life in some way or another. For example,
Their heritage.
he's smoking a pipe, and he's eating pizza, right? So her thing is, he smokes, he gets the munchies, and he doesn't brush his teeth, right?
Oh,
So
4 eyes.
then in the morning time, when she wakes up, she's the geisha, and she wakes up to yuck mouth.
No.
Now, in the bottom, you will see that she signs it, and she signed this one,
Morning breath.
Morning Breath.
Oh,
And when you see her, she's this little petite, I mean, super slim, and he's like this really tall guy. But they paint, and the crazy thing is this: someone of that size making a big circle like this, freehand.
Wow.
Usually, when you're doing a circle, you will catch a nail, you put it in the middle, you pull a string, and you grab your spray paint and you use it as a radius, right? Freehand. You got Shiro from Japan. You got Yes One from the Bronx. You got Part, I think he's from Manhattan. And you got Mirrors, he's in the ship. And there's a big story in there. She's a little inventive. This is a mermaid, right? There's a mermaid over here. But if you notice, there's no bubbles coming out of her mouth or nothing. So she's like dying because of the poison.
Oh my.
And the evil witch over there is behind the eel with the poison thing in her hand also. And
Heavy.
and the fish demon is in love with her, so he's like crying because she's dead. And then she
Very
got
mythological.
And then she got Mount Fuji up there, because where she lives in Japan, she lives in the base of Mount Fuji. So you can make up a whole story about this from Spain. And it's supposed to be an Arabic woman, because all you see is her eyes. But there's a lot of things going in there. You don't know if she's dreaming because of the sky. You see things coming out of her eyes.
So she's on her side.
That's pretty much it.
Thank you. That was a great tour.
All right, I'm sorry we improvised at the last minute.
This
Again,
is
I
great.
usually don't do these at all.
You were terrific.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.